When you're getting money, everything sunny, everything funny, everything lovely, everything yummy, sweet like honey. Instagram going dummy, bad bitches need plumbing. If you hating, let it go. If you get money, let it show. When you get
Hey, why? What's that?
What's happening?
No,
I said
what's am? Like
What's
what's
am?
am? Like but what's am?
what's am?
You close?
Okay,
What's am?
almost,
Yeah, you
almost.
almost done. We gonna get it. Welcome
God.
back. What is this
Oh,
episode?
girl.
7?
They know. We ain't gotta say it. They know what episode
We
it
be
is.
losing track.
Yes, we do. Because we love what we do.
Yes.
We love y'all.
Yes.
Yeah.
Welcome back to the Sweet and Savory Sistas
Podcast.
You already know.
So, last episode, guys, we talked about self-care, more so on the beauty aspect.
Right.
This episode, we're going to be talking about the mental. This is something that's super important. You got to make sure you're mentally stable to go out here and tackle all the obstacles that we're faced with within work, personal life, dealing with crazy people, all that stuff. You got to make sure you straight.
Please. Yes.
Right, because we don't have time.
No.
You know, because
And
a lot of times, y'all could be our customers, and we need y'all to be good. We need y'all to be good so that we can have an awesome experience.
Right.
Okay.
See, you got just a list, huh?
On my lips.
Not on the, just on this side.
Get
Other
me.
side. It's on you too.
On my tongue.
Yeah, just come over here. Just right there.
Thank you.
A little bit more.
That's love, y'all.
Gotta make sure you sit
I
straight.
put on too much lipstick. I wanted to make sure my red was popping.
It is popping. It's real cute.
Okay.
Real
all right.
cute.
All right. So, mental. So we are going to be talking about some things that we do to make sure that we're good for our businesses, we're good for our relationships, we're good for our relationship with one another and all the people that we love. So I'll start out by saying some of the things that I do. I am a very spiritual person. Well, I won't say very, because it depends. It depends, because some people are very spiritual and they do laps like everywhere they go.
Right.
You know how people do in the church. That's not me. But I regularly now we watch it church online, but I watch church online, I worship, I meditate, I do all those different things to make sure that I'm good. And it depends on like where I am in life. I have partaken in therapy. I believe in that. I'm a strong advocate for that because life requires that sometimes. Sometimes
True.
you go through some shit and you can't really help yourself, and you can read the Bible all day long, but it ain't clicking, and you need to like release those
Express
thoughts.
it.
Yes.
Yeah.
You need to just let it all out on somebody else that is
Right.
a professional, and they can help you kind of get through it and come out on the other side, because real thing, depression is real.
Yes.
And I feel
very.
like when you try to help yourself, sometimes you will develop bad unhealthy habits within that. Some people
Talking shit.
yeah. Some people, they drugs, food can be a drug,
Alcohol.
alcohol,
Yeah.
all those different type of things can kind of develop when you try to handle things on your own, and sometimes it might not be therapy. Sometimes you can have a best friend that you talk to and you kind of express how you feel, and they can kind of help you get through it. But make sure that person is somebody who genuinely loves you and cares
Right.
for you
Got
and
your
helps
best
you.
interest.
Right.
Right.
And it's not going to tell you everything you want to hear. A yes man. We don't want
that
those.
part. That part.
We don't want those. But let's see. Those are some of the things I do to take care of myself. I love nature. I read my word. I worship. I go to church. I listen to a lot of podcasts too. Yeah, I do listen to a lot of podcasts and different kinds. Sometimes it's more like lighthearted, fun podcasts, and then I listen to informational. I listen to spiritual. So I kind of do a lot of that, but I prefer listening because I have a lot of shit to do. So with me having a lot of shit shit to do, I can still be in motion,
right?
And still,
exactly.
Yeah.
It don't necessarily just have your full, not necessarily full attention, but it ain't stopping you from doing what you
I can still
do.
multitask.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I can still multitask. So, sis, what are some things that you do as far as like,
with just mentally being,
just
honestly,
to make sure you're straight.
I'm a very expressive person. So if I'm feeling something or just anything, I talk about it. Even if it ain't necessarily like the topic or whatever, I'm just let you know what I'm feeling. I'm very vocal, you know what I'm saying? So I think a lot of times that's one of the reasons why I don't necessarily deal with like stress and stuff like that, because if it's on my mind, I'm gonna say it. I'm not like very what's the word I'm looking for? I don't how do people say it? I don't have like a
filter.
I don't have a filter. I couldn't think of it.
And don't take that the wrong way. You're a nice person. You're not one of those.
I try to be nice. I am, but I'm saying like as far as like if it's something that's concerning me or like that I'm dealing with, I ain't no filter on it. I'm gonna just let you know what I'm feeling. And what I gotta say, and I'm gonna try my best to present it in a nice way. But I mean, that's just how that's how I deal with it.
You gonna get it.
Yeah, I'm gonna just let you know, like, all right, well, look, you did this or you said this and I ain't like it, or whatever. But I'm very vocal, so I think that's one of the things that helps me keep my mental together. And honestly, I grew up a Christian and going to church. I mean, I ain't had no choice. But
that's the case in the country.
I ain't had no choice.
Yep.
But like now, I'm 27 now, but I haven't been to church since like last Easter. And before that, it was probably like the last Easter. But, I don't know. Once I grew up and got a chance to be on my own and just think for myself and stuff, I kind of don't see church as a necessity. I mean, I think it's great to like fellowship and be around other people and, hear good songs and get a good message. But honestly, I really feel like life is more about how you treat people and the energy that you give off and just the impression that you have on people and stuff like that. And I think that's one of the major things, and that's my major belief. I mean, I do believe that there is a higher being. It might not necessarily be God or, how Christians present it. You never really know. But there is someone else that is higher than me and higher than you, up there. But, I'm just living life.
I agree with you. I don't feel like church is something that should be mandatory. It's not something that should be required. I am, as far as my church home, I'm real delicate about where I choose to fellowship. My pastor is he gets deep. And it's not just we discuss the word, but we also bring in real life issues and certain things like that too. So that's what I appreciate about my church. I had this thing to where I don't consider my church a baby Christian church. It's one of those churches that where it goes deep and it brings in real life stuff that you go through to really help you kind of muster through life. It's some churches I've been to, they were very simple, but I do believe that church is not something that you can have church wherever you are.
Yes, and that's my main thing. I feel like growing up, we went to a couple of different churches, and honestly, I'm just be real, a lot of the pastors were crooked. They was cheating on their wives, having babies out of wedlock, and you know what I'm saying?
You run into that a lot in the country.
It's just like, oh, well, you all high and mighty or whatever, proclaim to be or whatever, but you doing this, and it just kind of made me kind of like, all right, well, at the end of the day, humans are humans. Everybody gonna fuck up, no matter if you preacher or whatever.
But I think that's the thing, though. A lot of times, and we getting a little bit off subject, but I'm gonna say this and I'm gonna bring it back. But I think a lot of times is, it's easier. You can't see God. we can't see him. So let me make this person a God. And I think a lot of people do that. And it's like that you getting away from the whole concept of
that.
like what it is and how it's supposed to be when you do that. I think that you can make church wherever you are.
Yes.
I believe that we're put on this earth to serve, and we're put on this earth to support and uplift and motivate others. And I feel like if you're doing that, you're doing what you put here to do.
Exactly.
You know, and you can do that everywhere.
Right. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. So I feel like back to the whole mental thing, I feel like we were all equipped with the things that we needed to be equipped with, because like the Bible says, we were all made in his image. So, you know, I feel like I don't have to go to a church and listen to what he got to say. I know what I'm feeling. Right. You know what I'm saying? I know how I treat other people. So, you know, that's, and that, like, that all falls back on your mental. Like, you have to be able to have good energy and know how to deal with people and just, you know, be a good person.
Yeah, and be a good person. But to me, you know, you have to also seek knowledge beyond your own understanding. I think a lot of people, they just kind of you know, create their thoughts. They don't really, you know, read or educate themselves in any type of way to really develop a healthy thinking. There's a lot of people do shit that just don't make no fucking sense. But you know, they'll swear by it. But it's like, where did you get this from? Where can you show it to me? You know, educate me, make me understand. You know, but yeah, people do shit that don't make sense, and you just gotta leave them where they are. You can't really, True. So, yes, mental is super important. I know, like, some situations that I've been through that have required me to seek therapy more so, not necessarily. You know, life happens and you go through different things, and it's a lot of stuff that happens to you that you didn't ask for. You know, you do your best, you go through life, but you will, you know, meet people who are deceiving in your life, meet people who will say they're going to do one thing and do another. And when you get on the other side of it, you realize this person was not who they said they were, or honestly, they're not whole. They try to present themselves to be one way, and you end up finding out they fucked up, okay? And then I know for me, when those situations happen, that person gets removed, and the aftermath is you kind of a little fucked up.
You left to deal with it. Yeah.
You left to deal with the aftermath. So I know for me, I'm speaking more so to a relationship that I was in for about 5 years with somebody who was a liar, a deceiver, was honestly a manipulator, manipulated me. But I will say that within this situation, you know, God still moved, because I feel like with all the things that were going on that I didn't know that were going on, a lot of good came out of it, you know, at the same time. So, you know, I was in a relationship for 5 years with somebody who, you know, who was living a separate life, but the person that they showed me and was somebody that I could see myself with long term. Right. And within our relationship, you know, we created businesses, we worked on a lot of different things. So I still see the blessing in it, but I also saw the signs of me turning the other cheek, or, you know, letting things slide that I shouldn't have let slide, and just opening my eyes and paying attention. But that situation affected my mental. And I think I'm probably been broken up for like a year and some months now. So it's like I definitely consider myself still in the healing stage of that relationship. And I am in the process right now of looking for a therapist, because I want to be a wife.
Yeah, I will say though, you handled it very well. You know, we talked about what you were dealing with, and we met up a couple of times or whatever, but man, you are so resilient. Like, you really handled that shit like a boss.
Even though I didn't want to, y'all.
You handled that shit like a real G, bro. Like, for real, like you said, 5 years, you know what I'm saying? And for you felt like this was who you was gonna spend your life with, and for it to just kind of blow up out of nowhere, you really handled it. Yeah. You came out on top.
But y'all, I wanted to flatten some tires. I wanted to like,
probably,
paging Nessa to shoot his ass, all that shit.
No.
Take them outside. Look. At the time, I didn't know she was a sharpshooter.
Yeah.
Now I do.
Mm-hmm.
I would have taken advantage of that shit.
She's just kidding, y'all. Oh my God.
But yeah, so that was a difficult situation that I went through, and like right now, super cautious about dating. You know, making sure that whoever I encounter, they're intentional about me. They understand what I bring to the table, and also gentle with me. You know, I will consider myself. I'm at a fragile state, and I feel like I will be there for a while, especially dealing with men, because the story that I went through, I have at least 3 girlfriends that went through the same thing around. So it lets me know that this is a thing.
Yeah.
This is a thing. It's a lot of people that are out here fraud, pretending, and they will do it as long as they can, as long as a person,
if they see they can benefit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's a real thing. So ladies, be careful out here. Be careful out here.
Yes.
Make sure you take care of yourself and that you wise up and pay attention. Ask questions. Do background checks. If you can get some credit scores, I mean, all that shit. Do your research, like, black women, they doing it right now.
That's real.
Yeah,
really
they doing it right now.
Yeah.
And sis, we the prize.
Amen.
So if you're a good prize, people are lie, deceive, do whatever they got to do to, be a part of whatever it is that you creating. And I know, like, I'm on go right now.
Yeah.
I'm on go right now, and I'm handling my business. So
I do have one question for you though. Have like in your mental state and everything, like, I know you've moved on, but have you like forgiven him?
I'd probably say no. No, I don't feel like I have. And I don't think I've really sat down and thought about it on that level, because it's like, you end a relationship and then you got 2 businesses that you have to, that you're doing by yourself. Right. My businesses have never been a partnership. They've always been mine, but this was somebody that I heavily seeked for advice and guidance within my business. Exactly. So it's like now I'm taking on the weight of everything. So I really haven't had the time, and I haven't really consciously made the effort either, I'll say, to really focus on that. Yeah. But I think that forgiveness, it honestly as a whole is a struggle for me. And it's not just with him. I just think that I can be a person that holds grudges. I can be a person that holds grudges. Yeah. And I think it's just like my upbringing. My upbringing was, with my mom, and as you guys know, my stepdad. And that's not something I really had to deal with so much. So like now I'm having to deal with something I've never dealt with before. Right. So it's like, sad to say, I just don't deal with it.
Yeah, no, I understand completely, because I was kind of put in a situation where I held on to a grudge for a really long time. My wedding night was a little crazy. Some people know, like people that are real close to me, they know the story or whatever. But I have a brother, my mom's son, Dante. Yeah. We kind of fell out for my wedding night. He caused this whole shebang. I don't want to go really into details about it, but we fell out that night, and it was his fault. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't forgive him for that. Like, I was really upset. Like, it was to the point where I was like, excuse my language, but fuck him. You know what I'm saying? Because he took a part in my wedding, and he kind of ruined my night. You know what I'm saying? This is my wedding night. Your baby sister, they got married, and you did this whole fiasco, and it fucked it up. Like, for me, you know what I'm saying? So, and he didn't apologize. But what was that, 2016? It's now 2020. He hit me up for my birthday and told me happy birthday. And, like, we haven't spoken since then. So he hit me up for my birthday, which was last week. And he told me happy birthday. And I just instantly told him, I was like, look, I forgive you. Even though, I didn't say it, but I was like, even though you haven't asked for forgiveness or gave me an apology or anything like that, I forgave him because of myself. and it might sound selfish, but at the end of the day, that's who I got to concern. That's who I'm concerned with. I'm concerned with myself. So I didn't want to hold on to that any longer, and I wanted to, just let go. I mean, it's old now. I get it. Everybody at different stages in their life and shit. So it was just kind of like, look, bro, I forgive you. It's old now.
As far as like forgiving, do you feel like you had to get to the point to where you just accept this is who he is?
Definitely.
Yeah.
For sure.
Never gonna change.
Yeah. On some real shit. And I mean, I hate to say it like that, but I mean, it is what it is. It's just like, I kind of get it. Your younger sister is doing a little bit better than you in life, and it's other things that you was dealing with and stuff like that. So I don't necessarily expect an apology, because I...
So he never apologized?
No, he never apologized, but I was just like, look, I forgive you, bro. Because I don't want no more hostility. We'll be at family functions, and he'll be over there, and I'll be over here, and, it just... and plus, I did it for my mama's sake. Like, that shit was really bothering her. You know what I'm saying? And, her birthday was right the day before mine. So, and I don't know, I just kind of got to this point in life where I'm just like, forgiveness sets you free, in a sense. It's just kind of like... you no longer holding on to this. It's no more longer bothering you or whatever. So I was just like, all right, I forgive you and I love you. Yeah. I mean, it is what it is.
And I think for me, it's a little bit different because it's like, I can't say I forgive him because I haven't really offered a whole bunch of thought to it, but I don't have to see them. You know what I mean?
True.
So
true,
it's kind of like,
and
out
it's
of my
not
mind.
family.
Yeah,
it's,
right.
Yeah.
It's not. So it's just like, okay, you know, I just have to pick up the pieces and keep it moving. But it's, as far as your situation, it's like, damn, that nigga is sitting across the room.
Exactly. Like, nigga, I see you. I just saw you walked in the door. It's Thanksgiving and we all here. I mean, he wouldn't necessarily speak, but he'll just kind of walk past and like, you know what I'm saying? Just walk by and I'm just like, don't touch me, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, that is my brother. That's my mother's son. We do have different dads, but I mean, that's my brother, and I forgive him. But at the same time, I wouldn't say we just gonna be buddy.
Yeah, no.
You know what I'm saying? But we, we cordial now.
Yeah.
We cool. And he hit me up and said Happy Mother's Day. So. It is what it is.
But one thing, that's the part, Janessa, like, that just baffles me. I know we're women and we will never understand, like, completely the makeup or half, shit, or third
of a man.
Of a man. But that's the part I just don't understand is, like, you just own your shit.
True,
you know what I mean?
True,
like,
and I will say,
my
mama really did play a big part because she was in my ear for the longest about, just be the bigger person and blah, blah, blah. And I'm in my head like, fuck, I'm not finna be the bigger person. Like, he fucked up my night. Like, you know what I'm saying? He needs to forgive me. I'm the baby sister. You know what I'm saying? But it did get to the point where I was like, you know what? All right, I'll be the bigger person. Because, I mean, honestly, a lot of times you do. You have to be the bigger person. I mean, that's just kind of how it is. But it sucks because it's like you still want that. Hey, sis, I forget. I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying, or whatever. But, I mean, at the same time, fuck it. Yeah. I got other shit to be dealing with.
Yeah, that's true. Right. And that's what I feel like. My schedule is just so busy to where it's just like I'm able to just be okay. But I just feel like what I realize is when I know that I needed to, like, seek further help is like dating. Oh my God, girl. Yeah. Like, it's just like
I'm pretty sure you like kind of more closed.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah. Not so open to just
No. Yeah. What this nigga want?
But I mean, that's understanding though. You can understand that.
So I know for me it's just like, okay, it's an ulterior motive there. They just want sex.
But at the same time though, sis, you gotta remember you can't put another man's downfall and where they lack that on another man because it might not. Oh, my bad. That might not be the same thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, and I understand. I understand that too. But it's like that's true. But I think that I kind of look at it like this. It's just like I just feel like the average man, like the dating that I have done, is I don't know. I guess I just hadn't met my one.
Yeah.
That's pretty much how I boil it down. I know that, I'm not perfect. The person that I meet is not going to be perfect. But I don't know. I'm just real big in operating in truth. And when I start to, not see that, that's where it makes me,
and
just
that's
withdraw,
understandable. Shit,
so it's just, it'll just be things that I see, that I'm just like, nah, that ain't
So if you're trying to holler at my sister, you need to keep it A1, all right?
Yeah, all the way.
All the way, all right?
Yeah,
ain't no bullshit.
No bullshit. No bullshit. So, yeah, so we just being a little transparent on some things that we've been through. But one thing, sis, I will say that when you shared that with me last week about how you handled that situation as far as forgiveness, you kind of sparked it, because 2 days later, that's when I started looking for a therapist.
Wow.
2 days later, and then I had a conversation with one of our other sisters who is who's older than us, and she really kind of opened my eyes to a lot of things, and she gave me perspective that I needed because she's somebody who married later on in life, and she's really happy within her marriage, and so it's just really kind of just showing me that I have a village around me, that whatever it is that you go through, even your younger sister can inspire you on how to deal with things. And then on top of that, I'm able to see a positive example of what marriage is supposed to be between you and Markel, and that's one thing I will say, y'all are so fucking free. Like y'all are y'all. Y'all are not trying to impress nobody.
Yeah, this
or
is true.
Y'all are your marriage.
This is very true. Yeah. I mean, I married my best friend, and that would be, my advice, and little sister giving advice, but whatever, I mean, that honestly, like, before you even get to the point where it's like, all right, I think I might want to marry this person, become best friends. I mean, honestly, that's really the glue that holds me and Markel together, because we are buddies. Like, we hang out, we, you know what I'm saying, we don't never really just care to be with other people, because, I mean, shit, we like kicking it together. You know what I'm saying? We are best friends.
Yeah.
And that's one thing that really helps us out.
Yeah.
For real, for real.
Well, yeah, I can understand.
Yeah.
I can understand. Yeah. I just think my biggest thing is, like, communication.
Yes.
Communication is, like, super important. And I know for me, it's like, if that's something I'm not getting, I withdraw. Like, you slowly. I
mean, that's needed, though. Communication is key. It is. It really is, though. For real, for real.
Yeah. So, look, y'all, I think that I don't know if we really talked about it that deep like that before.
I mean, I think we did. Yeah. I mean, before, no, but I mean, I think today we really did kind of. I mean, I'm pretty sure we might have helped some people out. You know what I'm saying? Communication is always key, you guys. Remember that.
Right, it is. In every relationship, not just, male or female.
Yeah.
Or, even with us.
Business relationships, anything.
Right,
yeah.
Right. Yeah, because just because we're family, we have to communicate. We have to plan. We have to, do all those different things to, keep our relationship strong. Because like we said, it's 10 of us.
Right.
It's 10 of us. So, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, and then on top of that, with how everything happened, we didn't grow closer until we were older, different things like that. So, what strengthened our relationship to this point is communication.
Yes.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
So, you got to always make sure that you yourself are mentally prepared and mentally good, you know what I'm saying, as far as how you are willing to deal with other people, because you got to make sure you straight first.
Yeah, right.
So.
And it's not fair.
Yeah.
It's not fair to be fucking up other people. Like, that's just not okay. It's not okay.
It's not at all.
And you always reap what you sow.
Yes.
Every time.
Exactly. That's why I'm really big on energy. What you're giving out is what you're going to get back.
Right.
So.
Yeah. Got to treat people right. It's super important.
Very.
Yeah. We trying to be blessed, y'all. We trying to grow $1 million businesses.
Hell yeah.
And in order for us to do that, we have to make sure that, like she said, we give out good energy. We love on people because, just because we going through shit or might have a rough day, it don't mean that I need to go give that to somebody else.
No.
It's not cool.
Exactly.
Not cool.
You're 100% right.
Well, thank you guys for tuning in to another episode of the Sweet
Hope
and
you
Savory
guys
Sistas.
enjoyed it.
Yes. Like, comment, and subscribe. Yes. And
do that.
Yeah. Thumbs it up. Tell us how you feel. Have you had some situations that you've dealt with within your family that were challenging to you? How did you overcome it? What did you do?
Right. And not just the family, in relationships.
Yeah, that's
anything.
True. Yeah.
Yeah, let us know.
We'll see y'all next time.
Bye.